I want to take a look at this. This is a little desktop heater from Kmart. And this is the listing for it. Hopefully you can see that all right. So as you can see here, it is, where's the price? $12. And it comes in a few different colors. There's blue, there's like a pinky purple sort of color, and there's they call it off-white, but not quite sure what color that is. Sort of a light browny, sort of blondie color. Efficient heat. It says 550 to 600 watt. And looking at the inside of it, it looks to be a coil, like the old school heaters or hair dryers. They have the coiled resistor wire going around some sort of plastic frame. What else can we look at here? Okay, don't worry about that. But what I bought with it is the ARLEC, just a 2 meter cord, and that's what I paid for it. $20 all up. And I bought an oven tray, and I do believe that people should be taking heaters a little bit more seriously than what they are at present. And that's the idea behind having it in a tray. If I can bring over this heater here, which is one that I've had for a long time, and it basically lives in this oven tray. This is a bit more heavy duty tray, but it is a bit more of a heavy duty heater. So this one's actually just a ceramic heater. It's got the tip over switch, ARLEC brand, and it's got the touch controls on the top. So if I push that button in, you can see. So it's got 2 different heat levels there, and your plus and minus your temperature. So you can set your temperature to what you want there, which is pretty magic. And it has a cool down cycle. But the problem with this one is the heat tends to come out right at the bottom, and it blows very close to the floor, so it does actually heat the floor up, or whatever surface you have this on, which isn't ideal in a lot of scenarios. So if you put it in an oven tray, it'll actually stop it from overheating the surface that it's on. But also, if this does just happen to go into meltdown mode, it's going to be in a fireproof dish, so it'll contain the fire at least, and it might actually make you think about safety a bit more, because you've got it in an oven tray and you're like, this could catch fire, I'm not going to put it near the curtains, you know. So not a bad thing to think about, folks. Back to the matter at hand. This it's going to be about 2 degrees tonight, which I thought, I might need a second heater in my temporary accommodation. So I thought I'd get this and just be able to position it exactly where I want it, and we'll see how it goes. In either case, hopefully it makes an interesting video. So not much in the way of packaging. We just got it in a plastic bag, which pulls out, or which gets stuck on the cord as well. And there's some type of instructions, which we'll have a quick look at. So, desktop heater, don't burn your house down, Don't spill alcohol on the appliance. Probably don't give it to your kids. And it's just meant to be a desktop heater, so obviously putting it in a location that's not very flammable, that would be my advice with that one. So we'll get rid of the crinkly bag over there where it won't crinkle. Okay, so do not cover. It is quite a compact heater, and this was the idea behind this one. I mean, a lot of heaters are quite bulky and take up a lot of room, which I don't have a lot of in my accommodation right at this minute, because I'm just staying in a camper for work. So, yeah, the trouble about being left-handed is everything's twisted the wrong way for you. There we go. Okay, I'll stretch the cord out. I'm going to say it's about 1.2 meters. And this is the unit. Let's have a look at the sticker on the back. So 550 to 600 watts. I mean, apparently it's been approved for use in Australia. That was all over the website. No earth, obviously, and I don't think anything from China has an earth on it. Switch, and I'm not sure, it doesn't feel like a very heavy duty switch, so I'm hoping that's not switching the entire 600 watts there, because it'll probably just melt that switch. It'll either melt it open or closed, whichever. Yeah, so you can see the old school sort of resistor wire there. It's in I think it's a metal. I think it might be actually metal, the grill that it's on. It is a little bit hard to see in there. I'll see if I can shine some extra light in there. Oh, it's like a fibre. Could be fiberglass. It's hard to see, but it could be a fiberglass in there. It just looks like a compressed board of sorts. Okay. Ooh. So that didn't really feel that inspiring. Sort of gets stuck down there, and it's not put on. Oh, okay. So it starts there, right? So that's obviously the current temperature inside. So the thermostat seems to be working well. It's just the knob gets sort of trapped. It's rubbing against something there and it gets quite stuck. It's quite free for the rest of the travel there. Anyway. Well, that's about it. I'll get... This is the only screwdriver I have at the moment. If it doesn't fit, then we're not opening it. It definitely fits. Just takes brute force on your little 6mm handle there. And the head's magnetic, which is really handy. Oh, it's getting stuck in that one. Not sure what's stopping that. Okay. I think it's getting it. It got it, but it was quite sticky in there. Okay. What do we have? Okay, well, we have almost a computer style fan, but it's in a round mount, but it still has the square sort of mounting holes. We have what looks to be some sort of thermal cutout, or see if I can see any text on there. I'll just take off screen for a moment. Yes, I'm not sure what that is. There's no actual name telling me what it is, but it'd be some sort of thermal cutout. Either that, or that's the relay that switches the heater on and off. So it looks like it is switching the power. Yeah, so it looks like the entire current is actually going through this tiny little switch, which I'm guessing would be... I'll just take it off camera again. There is writing on that switch, but very hard to read. It's very small. So we have a thermostat, which I'll try and give it a spin while it's in there, so you can hear it clicking. See if I can get a good view on that. Here we go. Very good. So the circuitry isn't too bad. We've got a discrete rectifier, just 4 diodes in there. There won't be much in the way of circuitry. I think that's purely just to run the fan and the LED there. And it looks like there's 12 volts, yeah, for the fan, which is good. And we have a thermal cutout and a thermal fuse, I believe. Yeah, it looks like a one-shot fuse in there, so, and a thermal cutout. So not bad. Like, considering it's to Australian standards, it definitely has to have those things. And that's at the top. Yeah, so as long as it's upright, if the fan cuts off, like if the fan stalls or whatever, it'll cut those fuses off. The fan spins freely, very quiet, I think it's going to be, unless they've overpowered the fan. Yeah, not bad. Like, I'm trying to look to see anything that's really dodgy, and it's kind of not. So we'll get this back together and we'll turn it on. I mean, heaters are such a dangerous thing to have around the home, and it's good that they're making them even slightly more safe than they used to be. It's a little bit crunchy in there, and it gets stuck. So I'm not sure what's happening in that one, but that's okay. But yeah, things like this switch, so when it falls over, it gets knocked over or whatever, the heater just turns off. Well, I presume it turns off. Let's see. We'll try out this new cord as well. Arlec brand is sort of, you know, it's not bad. It's not terrible. They always seem to work, which is a plus. And hopefully the earth is connected, but in this case I don't need earth, so it doesn't really matter. So we'll get this plugged in. Okay, nothing happened. Hasn't blown up as yet. So what we might do is I'll hold it closer to the camera. It's not switched on, so it could blow up yet. Nothing's happened once again. That's good. And nothing's happened once again. Interesting. Okay, we definitely have power. So it must just cut the entire unit off when that thermostat's There we go. Okay, well, I mean, it's actually nice and quiet, which is a good start. Smells a fair bit like burning plastic at the moment, but I suppose that will pass. I don't have a power meter, but I can tell you that it's definitely not that high power. It is starting to warm up, but I can obviously still have my hand quite close to it. Oh, yeah, it's starting to heat up a fair bit actually, and I'm getting quite a burning smell off it too. So I'll have to turn my exhaust fan on. One moment, please. So yeah, quite the burning smell from that. We'll see if the thermostat turns the fan and heater off here. So it turns the entire thing off, so the fan isn't running full time, which is good, but if you're trying to sleep to it, it is often better if the fan stays on and the heater just turns on and off. Yeah, it's actually better. The other fan, the fan actually stays on when the heater cuts out. So you get that constant white noise in the background, which makes it easier to sleep. Whereas this one will be turning on and off. So this would be better in a desktop scenario, I suppose, because you don't really care about the noise as long as it's fairly quiet. So you could put this at your feet at the desk or something and keep your tootsies nice and warm. But yeah, just be aware of that sort of burning plastic smell when you first get it. Obviously that'll burn out and pass, but I hope it doesn't take too long. I might have to leave it on for a while with the door open, just to let the plastic fumes out. But yeah, that's the ANKO Desktop Heater, the cheap of cheap heaters.